Namaskar. In homeopathy, every patient tells us the story not just through the physical complaints but through their fears, emotions, and reactions and thoughts. The mental symptoms are the deepest expression of the vital force. When understood correctly, they guide us straight towards the minimum. In this video, we explore why mental symptoms are given the highest priority, how they appear in different repertories, and how they become the most reliable tool for accurate remedy selection. In homeopathy, the mind leads and the body follows. Mental symptoms are often most reliable and characteristic expression of the patient's individuality. Today, let's explore how mental symptoms guide us to the repertory analysis and become the key to accurate remedy selection. Our master, Dr. Samuel Hahnemann, in the Organon of Medicine, emphasized that the mental and emotional state of the patient often determines the choice of the remedy. Why? Because the mind reflects the deepest disturbance of the vital force. When the physical and mental symptoms disagree, the mental state must be given priority. Kant beautifully said, the highest and the most important sphere of man is the mental and moral. Hence, the study of mental symptoms is not optional. It is essential for true individualization. Mental symptoms can be classified broadly as intellectual, first one, or intellectual symptoms. Here memory, concentration, confusion and dullness is there. Then comes the emotional symptom. Here you will find anger, fear, grief, jealousy, anxiety. Then comes the volitional symptoms. Here you will find behavior, habits, reactions, willpower. Each tells us something unique about the person. For instance, fear of being alone, you will find argentum nitricum, fastidiousness, arsenical, indifference, you will find sepia. All reveal the patient's inner world more clearly than any physical complaint. Mental symptoms in different repertories. Let's see how different repertories treat mental symptoms. First one is the Kant's repertory. It begins with mind chapter, showing their supreme importance. Then comes the Boning-Hassan's therapeutic pocketbook. Book considers mental symptoms as generals influencing the whole case. Then comes the Bogar synoptic key, which integrates casual and mental symptoms together, helping us the link between emotion and pathology. This evolution reflects the growing understanding that every physical disease starts from a mental or emotional balance. But not all the mental symptoms carry equal weight. We must focus on peculiar, individual, and characteristic ones, those not commonly seen in all the patients. For example, desire for company with fear of solitude. Here you will find pulsatilla. Then suspiciousness and jealousy, lachesis, hopelessness with religious despair, or a mate. Such expressions, when found clearly in a case, often point directly to the simillimum. So remember, behind every physical element lies a mental key. Recognize it, interpret it, and translate it into repertorial rubrics. Because when the mental picture matches, the remedy picture cure begins at the deepest level. Understand the mind and the body will follow. Now we'll see the concluding part. So always remember, the mind leads, the body follows. When we identify and interpret the characteristic mental symptoms of the patient, repertorization becomes clearer, faster, and far more accurate. A well understood mental symptom often unlocks the entire case and leads directly to the true minimum. Thank you for the watching. If you found this video useful, don't forget to like, share and subscribe for more insights into homeopathy.